Heaven addressed, I see the flame dance in my beloved's eyes. I know that we also are blessed. Shehechianu, V'kiyamanu, V'hegianu, Lasman Hazel. For the world that contains us, for the life that sustains us, because we're together here in this time and place. Well, these aren't just words for reciting from some book you pull down from a shelf. 'Cause we've all ached for loved ones in trouble. We all have known trouble ourselves. But tonight we're gathered together. Our cares are forgone and forgot. So a quick word of thanks to the powers that be for helping to bring this about. Shehechianu, V'kiyamanu, V'hegianu, Lasman Hazel. For the world that contains us, for the life that sustains us, because we're together here in this time and place. I hope you remember these moments when you find yourself back on the road. They can help shed some light in the darkness and help keep your heart warm in the cold. The pilgrims whose steps are uncertain, though we know where the journey will end. There'll be stories to share, there'll be songs to be sung when we are together again. Shehechianu, V'kiyamanu, V'hegianu, Lasman Hazel. For the world that contains us, for the life that sustains us, because we're together here. Because we're together here in this time and place.
Do a chalice and you there. We do a chalice. I'm not a member of an organized religion. I'm a UU.
Please join me in reciting the lighting of the chalice. We light this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together.
Thank you, John. Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of the Low Country. I'm the pastor here. It's my privilege to be in front of you this morning and also to acknowledge a number of things that have been taking place in our community. For those of you that were here last night, you were a part of something that was almost magical, where there was great talent displayed, wonderful humility, much pride was left on the table.
Push the button, Charlie. Push the button.
That's right. So for all of you that were participants in that, I duly thank you. And for those of you that took the lead in making this happen, I'm very thankful for that too. I'm just curious about some things. How many, if you were performing here last night, could you stand for just a second? I want the congregation to see that. Thanks, guys. Absolutely fabulous. It was a great evening, and again, for those of you that participated in making that happen, my deepest thanks. Let me ask those of you who are first or second time guests if you would stand where you are, and if you were willing to just tell us where you're from, because somebody else in the room is probably from there too, and we can begin to develop relationships together. So on my far right, your left, any first time guests or visitors in that section? In the middle section. Yes, ma'am.
We're from Buckingham Landing. We were here last week. We live here a long time.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Anybody else in the middle? And on my far left, your right, any first or second time visitors? Thank you all for being here, being a part, and would ask that we continue to draw strength from each other. And I do want to let those of you who are guests and continue to be visitors here, most of you have discovered by now that you've made your way into one of the kindest, most compassionate groups of people that I'm aware of on this planet. And I thank you for the privilege of being a part of this fellowship. You will too. Something that's important that I want to bring to your attention. This gentleman up here, Dick Hood, who will be speaking later, is having a birthday today.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear dear. Happy birthday to you.
Dick, I don't know if you noticed it, but after talent night last night, that sounded better than I've ever heard. Guys just cut loose. We have some hard news too. One among us has passed away. Some of you may know that Marietta Kerr, who's been very sick for a long, long time, passed away, I believe, Thursday of this week. And our family is still making some plans. I understand that there will be a service on June the 21st. The specifics are being laid out. Kathy Zeiser, I know that you reached out to me. Do you want to say anything?
I was actually looking to see if anyone had information on the family that maybe care for them to get some cards.
Okay, thank you. We're going to get that information for you, Kathy. Thank you for that. Yeah, and we'll make sure that you know that you can communicate to the congregation through the care committee. Okay, thank you. I think that's all the announcements I want to make at this time. You did see that Josh Joffin, who was there last night, is going to be in concert on this coming Friday, April the 11th. A gifted man and part of this congregation as well too. And I think that's it. Clay, I know that you got something you want to say.
Good morning. Good morning. If you didn't make the show last night, it was a hoot. This place was packed. I mean, really packed. And the highlight for last night for me was Charlie. And the title of his performance was Button Man Joe. And you had to be here to understand what he did. Anyway, also, for all of the kids that did programs last night, they were wonderful. The house literally went crazy after each of their performances. Thank you. I'm here about the stewardship drive. What a switch. The best place for fellowship and the search for a deeper meaning. These aren't my words. This is what one of our members wrote when asked what UUCL means to them. I find it both beautiful and profound in its simplicity, because it captures exactly what we strive to be: a community where meaningful connections happen and where we journey together in a search for deeper purpose. But today, I want to talk to you about what it takes to maintain this special place we've all come to love. Our social justice programs don't just happen. The warm welcome you receive on Sunday morning, the music that stirs your soul, the religious education that nourishes our children's spiritual growth. None of this exists without your support. Every year we face the reality that keeping our doors open, our lights on, our programs running requires financial commitment from all of us. Our staff deserves fair compensation. Our buildings need maintenance. Our programs need resources. This is why our annual stewardship drive is so crucial. It is not just about paying the bills. It's about investing in our shared values and ensure that UUCL remains a beacon of hope, compassion, progressive faith in our community for the years to come. I know that many of you have given generously with both your time and your financial resources, and for that we are deeply grateful. But as costs rise and ambitions for service grow, we need to ask, can you do more? Can you increase your pledge, even a small amount? If you haven't pledged before, can you start now? I cannot stress enough the urgency of making your pledge today. Our board meets in less than 2 weeks to determine our budget for next year. Every day we wait means one more program that hangs in the balance, one more difficult decision about what we might need to cut. Your pledge today gives us clarity we need for planning the future. Members of the Finance Committee will be available in the Clara Barton Room right after the service with pledge cards if you happen to forget them today. They will confidentially share the amount you pledged last year, in case that detail has slipped your mind, which it did slip my mind. Remember the quote, the best place for fellowship and a search for deeper meaning. With your support, we can continue to be that place, not just for ourselves, but for all those who seek community, purpose, and hope in an often divided world. Your generosity, your time, and most importantly, for being part of this beloved community, we thank you. As a quick aside, now what we normally do at the end of service is we run out, get coffee or tea, or go to the bathroom, whatever. I'm encouraging you to just delay that a little bit and go to the Clara Barton Room. Thank you very much.
Good morning. I'm Dick Hood. I'm a retired UU minister and a proud to say pledging member of the congregation. And I'll be, it's my birthday. You've already sung. That's more than enough. More. I would ask you, for those of you who participated in any activities yesterday, I am very anxious to hear your story. And so I would really urge everybody to come to talk back. But we're going to be talking about stories, well, in a very different way in the sermon. I would be very interested in hearing your stories of your participation in any events yesterday. Because we're going to sing the opening hymn, This Little Light of Mine, And boy, do we need to let it shine. People ask me fairly frequently, how do you get your ideas for your sermons? And I usually give them a plain face going, well, you know, basically it's a little bit of this, a little bit of what I've read, what I'm thinking, what I saw on TV, I don't really know. Today, I can tell you specifically what motivated me to preach what I'm going to be preaching a little later. And I thought what we'd do is we'd do it as a little quiz. I was motivated by certain words, and I will read them to you. And if you recognize them, please don't shout out. You'll get your chance at the very end. And for anyone here who is not on Social Security, you are excused. And the words are these. Now that I'm old and getting ready to go, thinking what happened a long time ago. Had a lot of kids and trouble and pain, but oh Lord, I'd do it all again. Anybody raise a hand? Does that ring a bell? Oh, several already. Oh, somebody that's not on Social Security raised their hand. Hey! Let me finish the rest of it and give you just a brief explanation. I got to thinking what missed, so I found me a girl and I kissed her, and then, oh Lord, I kissed her again. Because she had kisses sweeter than wine. She had ooh.
Kisses sweeter than wine.
Thank you. Now to something slightly more serious. These opening words this morning are from a Unitarian minister in England named Katie Romano Griffin, who was, take that back. She's the British minister is the benediction. This woman is minister of the All Souls Unitarian Church in Indianapolis. Come, let us enter this space of hope and community. Come, let us enter this space with our sorrows, our joys, our passion, and our compassion. Come, let us enter this space with the stories of our ancestors, for their strength and wisdom beats in our hearts. Come into this space present to the beloved companions who move beside us. Come into this space mindful that together we are building a future for other generations. Come into this space and let us worship. And we're going to let our light shine. If you please stand if you're willing and able. We're going to sing an old chestnut this morning, This Little Light of Mine.
before we go further, there's a few things that I need to do. Alice Block, Alice, your badge is here. And so if you would, please come and get it. And I know that there may be an announcement or two that I have missed. So, yes, if you would, please. Absolutely. Thank you. I guess.
Hi, my name is Diane. Is this on?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. So I wanted to invite you to a table outside called Peace on Earth. The Peace on Earth games are going to start here in our building April 17th, and we need people to volunteer to participate. Some of you in September participated in one of the challenges, which is the Kindness Week. And there are 7 of those challenges in the Peace game. And we're hoping to initiate you as what did I call it here? A ninja for peace. So one of the challenges is to imagine what the world would be like if there was world peace. And I was reminded last night at the talent show, this is what it looks like. You know, it's people sharing what they're passionate about, whether it's a poem from grandma or gymnastics. And everybody in the community was supporting them and laughing and having fun. So, you know, we did create some peace on earth right here for a couple of hours last night. So we want to spread that. So I will be, after break, after you have your coffee, come on over to the Justice Matters table, and there's some information there. I'll answer your questions. So really hope we could get 5 to 8 people to become dream keepers, create peace on earth.
And Bonnie DeSalvo, are you here today? Please tell Bonnie her special badge is here and make her feel awful. Just kidding.
Now it's time for sharing from our abundance. We offer gifts of food to the Sandalwood Community Food Pantry and Bluffton Self-Help, and we place those gifts on the back table because it's a lot more comfortable than having cans in your pockets. It's also time to ask for your generosity in supporting the work that we do inside and outside the walls of this congregation. And as the basket passes, if you are a guest with us, your presence is our gift, so please let the basket pass you by.
thank you for your generosity. This is the time in the service where we share our joys and concerns in this beloved community. By sharing our joys, we all can celebrate with you. And by sharing your concerns, we hope that we can lessen your burden by supporting you. If you have a joy or concern, please come forward, take a stone from the basket, state your name and briefly your joy or concern, and then place the stone in the cairn. No announcements, please.
The kids are patiently staying here a little longer this morning so that I can share this joy. This has been a really busy week with preparing for the talent show and protesting in the streets and all of this going on. And in the middle of it all, on April 1st, no kidding, my daughter Emily and her husband Ryan finally had their baby. So I am now a proud grandma of a little girl who is perfectly lovely. There are a few pictures of her on the door to my office. That's all I have right now. In 2 weeks, I'll be going up there to spend a week with them, but I'm letting them have their time to get settled into the house and all that kind of thing. And believe it or not, her name is Matilda. Matilda Cornell. She is, Matilda Ann, actually. So I'm very happy.
Hi, I'm Tish. I have a joy. I think we need some joy right now. Out of the clear blue on Tuesday, my youngest grandson just showed up at our door, and well, not at our door because he couldn't get in the gate and I had to give him a pass. But he called and said, "I can't get in." And so we had 2 wonderful days with him, and you know, nothing makes this Nona happier than a grandson saying, "Can I please have more meatballs?" I know they're delicious. So it's been so much fun. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kathy. I have a couple of concerns. Number one, I have somebody's pen that says Minnesota, you betcha. So I forgot to give it back. So if you want to claim it, I have it. The second concern is the Humane Society in Hilton Head needs blankets and towels for the dogs. And if anybody is cleaning out, spring cleaning, you can take it over there. They take the donations all the time. So now if you want to get rid of stuff, take it over there.
Where are they located?
They're in, oh boy, Google it. Hilton Head Humane Society. I can't think of the name of the road right off Tuesday.
And there's one in Okeechobee.
Spanish Wells Road. Thank you. Yes. So.
There's one in Okatee as well.
And one in Okatee as well. So, okay. And my other concern is I am the new chair of the care committee. Hard act to follow. But my joy is Betsy's going to take a break here, and I would like us all to thank her for all the wonderful work she's done. And a hard act to follow, Betsy. Love you.
Hello, this is probably terrible. I lost my voice. If you guys can hear me. So that's one concern, I lost my voice. Another concern is I lost my job. But I am going to stay positive, and I think new possibilities will be coming. But what I really wanted to get up here and say was a joy I have about this congregation. If you notice, my kids aren't here because they are happily playing in the back. So I want to thank you all for that. It really means a lot. Kara is playing with another little boy back there, and Jack is so happy, and I know you all have probably dealt with Jack. So thank you all so much for supporting my family. It's a really cool thing to see and have, and I really, really appreciate it. So thank you, everybody.
Good morning, I'm Betsy, and a lot of you have been asking me about this rather large scar that's on my cheek. And so I thought I would just explain it once, rather than going over and over again. Gosh, Mike and I have had so many challenges this year. I'd just gotten out of the hospital from having a stroke, and then there was a lesion on my cheek that had to come off, and the pathology came back with melanoma. So now I'm referred to an oncologist who is going to, I guess, order some scans and do another surgery to see if this has all spread into my lymph nodes. I also have another lesion that has to come off my leg coming up soon. But the good news is I'm allowed to swim now for a week and a half. And then I can't again. But I like your healing thoughts, and I'm so grateful to be here with all of you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Betty Abbas. My husband and I are snowbirds. We've only been here for 3 months, but it's time to go home. And we want to thank Clay and Wynette, our dear friends, for introducing us to this community, because it's been a great joy for us this winter. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Skip Minchie. Barbara and I, due to our Presbyterian past, are sitting in the back row tonight. Today, excuse me. The good part of that is we're sitting by the table back there where we've been observing people bringing all these good grocery items for people who are less fortunate than us, and that makes us happy. And we're as the need grows, which is happening very fast, we're glad to see that people's generosity is also growing very fast.
I will place 2 stones in the cairn for the joys and concerns that remain in your hearts. And I will place 1 stone in the glass jar for all of the victims and their families of gunshots. Now, would you join me in the affirmation? It is number 470 in the back of your hymnal. We affirm the unfailing renewal of life, kissing for the birth and reaching for the sun, all living creatures shall fulfill themselves. We affirm the steady growth of human companionship, rising from ancient cradles and reaching for the stars. People the world over shall seek the ways of understanding. We affirm a continuing hope that out of every tragedy, the spirits of individuals shall rise to build a better world.
Thank you, Peter. Let's get the disappointment over first. You got a bad news, you tell the bad news first. I think that's what they tell you. As I know, you found out what I'm inspired to preach about, Jimmie Rogers' 1957 song. But the song actually goes back a lot further, and it has a variety of writers. The melody, by the way, is an old traditional melody, but the writers, one of them was Pete Seeger, who we are proud to say, in his passing unfortunately, was a Unitarian. But I am not going to preach about booze. That's kisses sweeter than wine. There'll be no further mention of wine. I'm also not preaching about sex, so there will be no further mention of kissing. I am going to preach about stories from our youth. And I hope that at Talkback, you might want to share some stories that were meaningful for you in your youth. For me, those stories are primarily biblical. And you might say, well, wait a minute. Well, we're a liberal church. We don't do much with Bible. And I'm saying, well, we may not do much with Bible today, but back when I was 8, 9, and 10, we did a lot with Bible in our church, and it was important. I think the ministers felt that we knew the Bible stories. And so I'm going to share a couple of them with you this morning. Please do not groan. And I will be paying special attention to you that you're paying attention to me. Because I never did pay very good attention back when I was at the Universalist Church and I was 10 years old. But I have to start, interestingly enough, not with the stories, but with what I call the Downton Abbey dilemma. The Downton Abbey dilemma. I love Downton Abbey. I watched it all when it was on the first time. I watched it all again when it got on Amazon Prime and it was free and then you had to pay for a while. I just loved Downton Abbey. I appreciated the characters, particularly Countess Grantham, whose first name was Cora. That's my grandmother's name. You don't find many people named Cora anymore. But I liked the scenery, I liked the acting. It was so rich and so meaningful, at least for me. It wasn't until one time, and I don't remember the circumstances anymore, but I remember a lady approaching me, and maybe it was a cocktail party, and we both had a couple, I'm not sure. But we got talking about Downton Abbey, and oh yeah, we both agreed, it's just great, wonderful. But then she said to me, well, do you believe it? I thought that was a strange question. Maybe she'd had more than 2 glasses of wine, I'm not sure. But she asked me if I believed it. And I said to her, probably much more cryptically than I should have, well, I appreciate it, I respect it, I admire it, but while it has a historical truth to it, I don't believe it. It is a work of fiction. But that doesn't mean that the story itself doesn't have a lot of meaning to me. Belief is not a necessary component to respect a story. However, for us religious liberals, it has become that somewhat. That when we start to talk about old religious stories, we find ourselves saying, well, they may be good, but I don't believe them. Meaning, I don't think that what's described really happened. And I don't think that enough of us try to get beyond that to figure out, wow, these stories, old stories, and they've meant so much for so many people. Why is that? So this morning, I'm going to give you in very condensed language 2 Bible stories. And they both have to do with what starts on this coming Saturday, which is the start of Passover. And on Sunday is the part of the Christian celebration of Holy Week, which is Palm Sunday, Maundy Thursday, Good Friday, and culminates in Easter. And here's the story in the Reader's Digest condensed version. The Israelites, an ancient tribe, had been held in Egypt 430 years as slaves. Finally, the God of the Israelites could take it no longer, and he called on Moses to have his people rise up. And Moses was 80 years old and very reluctant to take a leadership role. But the Pharaoh was forceful. Pardon me. God was forceful, and Moses did go to the Pharaoh of Egypt and demanded release of the Israelites. But the Pharaoh was stubborn. So God made it easier for Moses. First thing he did was he turned the water in the Nile River from clear to red. But the Pharaoh still refused to release the Israelites. Then he brought on the plagues, God did. Frogs, gnats, flies, animal death, boils, hail, locusts, and darkness. Oh, I'd be convinced. But the Pharaoh wasn't. Still, he refused Moses' request. So God came to Moses and said, I've got one last plague, but you're going to have to help on this one. I can't do it by myself. God instructed Moses to go to his people and say to his people, there's going to be another plague. But what I want you to do is go to your home and slaughter a lamb or a goat and take some of the blood and mark it on the doorpost on the outside of your home. And that way, when I come through, I will know that this is a house of the Israelites, and I will pass over those homes. And if there is no blood mark, I will kill the firstborn son in every household that did not have the mark. Today, in Jewish tradition, starting Saturday, we'll celebrate that event of Passover. And finally, the Pharaoh relented, and he said, okay, God, okay, Moses, go get your guys out of here. And the Israelites got together, and they, as a tribe, moved away from Egypt. But when they got to the Red Sea, they were trapped. And in the meantime, the Pharaoh had changed his mind once again and was sending his armies and his chariots to reconquer the Israelites. God saw what was happening, and he opened the Red Sea. And the Israelites marched through towards the promised land, the land that God had promised them for generations. And they marched through, but when the Egyptians got there, God brought the seas back together, and all the Egyptian army died. I didn't say this wasn't a gruesome story, but that's what's in the Bible. And the Israelites continued their long and difficult journey to the land that God had promised. This is a story about Christianity's Holy Week. Some of the details of this story do reflect various prophecies from the Old Testament. And if I make a biblical mistake, talk to Charlie. He is our biblical expert. I'm almost afraid that I'm going to say something that probably isn't true, but I'll try. Jesus was part of a group of many itinerant preachers in Judea around 30 AD. The area was part of the Roman Empire. Jesus did something unusual. he approached the gates of Jerusalem, and he said, "Before I enter, here, please," he had men and women who followed him, "go find a donkey." They didn't know what it was for, but they went and found a donkey, presented the donkey to Jesus. Jesus got up on the donkey and entered through the gates of Jerusalem. That was to fulfill an Old Testament prophecy that the Messiah would come on the back of an ass. And I don't use that word in any kind of a pejorative sense. Jesus comes through, his followers are feeling, yes, this really is the true Messiah. And as a sign of respect, they cut down palm fronds, similar to those right out there. And they laid the palm fronds at the foot of the donkey as Jesus triumphantly enters Jerusalem. But he enters with the idea that he knows he's going to die. He preaches for a few days in Jerusalem, and it comes time for Passover, because remember, Jesus was Jewish. And he has the Passover meal. If you think about that famous painting of the Last Supper, it's not really supper, it's celebrating the Passover meal. But Jesus adds something at the end of the meal that was a little bit unusual. He asks for a toast, and he toasts with bread and wine. And he says, "This is my body, this is my blood." Today, Christians throughout the world celebrate communion, believing either literally or figuratively that they have ingested the body and blood of Christ. And that's Maundy Thursday, which will be coming up. Jesus was taken to the Governor Pilate for sort of a mock trial because the Jewish and Roman aristocrats were getting concerned that Jesus was a rabble-rouser. He was not up to any good, changing the status quo. Pilate really didn't want to do much of anything, but the rabble yelled at Pilate, said, "You crucify him, crucify him." And finally, to quiet the crowd, he did sentence Jesus to death. Jesus was taken to Calvary, was executed in a torturous form of execution known as crucifixion. It's a long way to die, and it's very painful because you basically die of blood loss through your hands and your feet. That's Good Friday. Sometime after his death, his followers removed him from the cross, wrapped his body in a white sheet, and placed him in a solid stone tomb. They rolled a heavy rock over the tomb so that his body would not be disturbed. But the next day, his followers found that the rock had been rolled away and his body was missing. And they proclaimed that he must have risen, that he was the true Messiah because he had risen, and that's why people celebrate Easter. And those people believed that Jesus would be returning very soon. This was not going to be a long period of time. Turns out that they were disappointed in that. Why tell these stories? Well, number one, most of you have roots in the Judeo-Christian tradition, and I'm hoping that as we draw you away from those roots, from up here on the pulpit, but that we also make you respect and admire those roots as well. That you don't have to reject the story simply because you don't believe it. It can be like Downton Abbey. That you can find truth and beauty and wholeness in a story, that you don't have to buy all the details. It really works out that way. But I have another message that comes from that. What is the common theme? The common theme from the story of marching to God's promised land, the story of Christians believing that the Messiah would be coming soon and they would be delivered to heaven. The common thread is hope. Hope. A very human need which has resonated throughout history, and we are certainly locked in a time today when we can all use a dose of hope. We need to be sustained by hope. If we lose hope, I think we lose a genuine part of human existence, a genuine part of who we are and how we have been trained religiously, whatever our religious background. The common denominator is things may be bad, things will get better. Does it always happen? Well, there's a little cynic in me there, but the idea of hope is I'm not cynical about at all. And so I would leave you with these words, that change does not come easily. Change does not come quickly. Change is difficult. Some get left behind, as the early Christians. Some never make it to the promised land, as the early Jews. But hope is the common theme. And when I was a young man and when I was an old man and ready to go, I got to thinking about what happened a long time ago. I had a lot of kids, a lot of trouble and pain, but, oh Lord, I'd do it again. Have hope. For those of you who don't recognize that tune, you people that don't get Social Security, that was Kisses Sweeter Than Wine. Our closing hymn is in honor of Betsy Morehouse, who requested it one time at dinner, across the dinner table, and I'd had a couple of glasses of wine and maybe even a kiss, and so I said, oh sure, you just request a hymn and I'll make sure I sing it. So we've sung it before at the pledge dinner, but we're going to sing it again. It's hymn number 311, Let It Be a Dance. Please rise as you're willing and able.
So I love that Mike and Betsy show us that the charismatics have nothing on us. They're going to dance in the service. An announcement that I do want to make is your pledge cards. If you would please be reminded of them. If you wish to fill them out and bring them to anybody. What?
There's a box in the back.
Box in the back. Please, if you would. Remember the commas, remember the zeros. We need all of them. This has been a delightful day. Thank you for being here. And those of you that are guests and visitors, I pray that you have found here a home where you might be able to explore yourself, explore what you believe, and explore what you hope for. Dick, if you would, please.
Now we'll get the minister from England. Her name is Laura Dobson. She's a Unitarian Universalist minister of the Unitarian Church in Manchester, England. She writes, "May we leave our time together with spirits uplifted, with hearts enlivened, renewed in our request for peace and justice, ready to face whatever comes our way with trust in the power of steadfast love."
Please rise as you're willing and able and join me in extinguishing the chalice. The words are in your order of service. While we extinguish this flame, we still carry in our hearts the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of commitment until we are together again.
I like it.